Hey guys, how are you? So I thought I'd do a quick pick a card tonight, which is going to be Will Your Love Survive the Lockdown? So I've got three piles again. This is pile one, this is pile two, and this is pile three. I did try and set my camera up so it would be facing forward so you could see me, but there's no room on this vanity table at all, so I'm going to have to do it like this. Okay, so obviously this is quite a scary time in the world, but I do feel that there's a lot of positivity and there's a lot of love coming from this. There's many, many great things that are coming from this, and I want you to know that whatever happens in your relationships, you will be absolutely fine. Okay? I'm sending out love and healing for every single one of you to make sure that you're protected and looked after at this time. Okay, so what I want you to do is just to focus on which pile calls out to you most. Take a few deep breaths. Check that that's the pile you want to go for. And we will start with pile one first of all. Okay guys, this is pile one. So the first card we have is the Mystical Kipper card, which is military person. Seems like a little bit ominous on its own, but I'm sure it'll make sense with the other cards. And then the next card that we have is the Romance Angels, which is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. Okay, and then this is the Magic Tarot, which is the Nine of Wands. Okay, and then this is the deck that I made myself. Let me just move these cards up, which is called the Modern Love Oracle, and it's Beautiful War. Okay, and then these cards on the bottom is a new deck that I have just received today, and I'm just absolutely in love with them. They're just so beautiful, and I just can't get enough of them. Okay, so let's have a look at this tarot deck. So we have the Tower, the Priestess, which is the High Priestess in the standard tarot deck. Okay. Seven of Voices, which is the Seven of Swords. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look here at the energy that we're dealing with. Okay, so I do feel like this is going to be quite a testing time for you. I feel like there may be some deception going on, and just things kind of being done behind your back without your knowledge. Now, this could be something as simple as they've eaten all the chocolate bars in the cupboard, or it could be that they've been sneaking out to places. You know, so like, for example, when they say they're going to the supermarket, they're really going somewhere else. You know, it's the Seven of Swords is a difficult one because there's a lot of different meanings within it, but it's basically just someone being deceptive in some form. And with the Nine of Wands and the Tower, I do feel like this, you know, it's going to be a tough time for you. You know, like I said, it could just be that they're lying about really simple things, but obviously with you finding out, and because you're in each other's company all of the time, or it may even be a case of you're not together right now, and you know that they may not be telling you everything that they're doing. You know, they may not be keeping up with you, informing you of how they are and things like that, and this is causing arguments. It's causing you to feel hurt. You know, the Nine of Wands, it's about feeling as though you're maybe putting in more effort into the relationship than they are. You know, so there's a lot of different factors in there. I mean, it's difficult because obviously this is meant to kind of fit a big group of people, so it could be, you know, that someone, like I said, it has just stolen all of your chocolate, eaten all the chocolate bars, and you feel absolutely betrayed. Um, they could be, like you say, breaching the restrictions in some way, and you're absolutely horrified because they're putting other people's lives at risk, they're putting your lives at risk. Um, there's just all kinds in here, but I just feel there is some kind of deception. The military person, it can just refer to like any kind of uniformed service, ambulance, doctors, nurses, fire service, frontline workers. So, that there could be a case of that as well, where, you're a frontline worker or they're a frontline worker and they've not, you know, um, protected themselves correctly or something like that. But, the heart to heart conversations and the beautiful war card, there's no like there's no endings here. It's just showing that it's going to be a difficult period moving forward. And the modern love oracle, it's usually, it represents what's coming going forward, and I do feel as long as you're honest with each other and you kind of get everything out in the open, for example, you may even be telling little fibs to each other. For example, you might have, you know, let's just think of an example here, okay? So you might have gone to visit a family member, whilst on lockdown and given them a cuddle or something like that, or just it could literally be anything, so you could both be guilty of it, but it's important to kind of, it could also be about lying about how you're doing, and obviously finding out that they're not doing great or you're not doing great can be quite soul destroying. It can be really destructive, like the tower. So there's just lots of different little bits and pieces that I'm hearing coming in. But the beautiful war card is, it's a beautiful card. It shows that there is hope for the future. The beautiful war, I mean, we are literally fighting a war against a virus right now, and it shows that we will win in the end. Everything is a battle. Love in particular is a battle, and it can be difficult to be with someone and deal with all the idiosyncrasies, or have a great distance between you. But the important thing to remember is that I honestly feel from this that you are going to get through this. You may not like each other very much sometimes, but in the end I do feel like you're going to get through this, you're going to survive, everything will be okay, and it will remind you in the end, that your relationship is worth it. This whole thing is worth it. At the moment, we cannot physically do anything about these restrictions that are in place to protect us, to save lives. I mean, I think probably by this evening there's going to be 2 million deaths worldwide, which is obviously horrific, but it could have been a lot worse, and these restrictions are put in place to prevent that exact thing from happening. So maybe, sorry, again, I'm hearing that your partner might not be taking the restrictions seriously and doing things that are endangering lives. And obviously that would come under the Seven of Swords, Seven of Voices, because they're only thinking about themselves in that moment. So, that could be another spin on that. But I do feel it is important to kind of talk to them about how you're feeling, and explain how serious it is, because obviously this represents any kind of uniformed services, and obviously at the moment there is a bigger need for these kind of things. So it's just kind of showing that there's policing going on, and they might be in breach of that. So that's why that's showing there. The priestess, the high priestess is all, it's about having a psychic connection, about knowing when someone's telling you lies, basically, because you know their personality, you know what they're like, and it's just that kind of intuition inside of you telling you that something's off with what they're explaining to you, so your intuition isn't failing you here. But I do feel that your relationship will survive. It may get a little bit fractured, I'm not gonna lie, but it can be repaired, because the Nine of Wands, it is about struggling, but ultimately it's about success in the end. And with it being paired next to Beautiful War, I'm not majorly concerned here. Yeah, there's going to be a few things to iron out, a few things you will need to talk about, but I don't feel that this is going to be an ending of any kind. Okay, so that's it for pile 1, so I'm going to move on to pile 2 now. Hey pile 2, let's push on through. Let's see what we've got here. So with the Mystical Kipper card, we have Living Room. Okay, and then with the Romance Angels, we have Keep an Open Mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, then we've got the Magic Tarot, the Fool. Okay, and then the Modern Love Oracle designed by myself, Never Change. You see that? Okay, and this is the Muse Tarot, which I got today, which I'm just in love with. And we've got the Lovers in reverse. Okay. The Nine of Cups, or the Nine of Emotions in this deck. Oops. And the Wheel. Okay, so what's interesting here, the first thing that is really kind of sticking out to me here is the fact that the Lovers is in reverse. But I feel like what this is saying in this circumstance is that perhaps you're not being able to be as physical with your partner as you would like to be at this moment in time. Now, this can be for various reasons. This could be because you have children and it's impossible to do it when they're there all the time and you're both tired and you're having to deal with the children all day. Like, for example, when you go out to work, you have a break away from them so you can come home and feel refreshed, so there may just literally not be any time for you to be physical or be romantic. Also, the living room is just literally about being at home all the time. So I feel like this group is people who have been furloughed or the partners are working from home and you literally just don't have that availability to be physical with one another. However, emotionally, the Nine of Emotions, it's like the ultimate wish. It's what you can achieve. So I do feel like you're very loving, very passionate towards each other, and I do feel like the Lovers in reverse can be about pent up sexual energy as well that's not being expelled. So I feel like you've got all this love between you. Everything's going really great at the moment. You do have a few arguments. I mean, the wheel, obviously it can turn. So some days you might have arguments, but in general, I feel like this is a very good relationship, that is actually going to be strengthened by this. It's just obviously there's a little bit of a hiccup that you're not able to be physical at the moment. It could be, again, that you're not living together. So, like emotionally, like phone calls and things like that, you're getting to spend time to talk to each other in a really loving way, but you just can't be physically with each other. And keep an open mind. It's basically saying, yes, the circumstances at the moment aren't ideal, however, it's important to think about other ways you can be intimate until you can actually be physical with one another. The Fool, these two are, moving into the future. And the Fool's a really positive card because you're going forward with no fear. You're kind of like, yes, let's dive in, let's go. And I feel like when you get the chance, you can actually absolutely rip each other's clothes off and just go crazy on each other. I didn't really want this to be a sexual reading, but I do feel group 2, you're very sexually frustrated. So yeah, it needed to be said. And Never Change, sometimes, like, if it's in reverse, it's a negative inclination, like person never changes, nothing ever changes. However, here it's like saying to your partner, I hope you never change. I hope this feeling that we have right now never changes, because you're just absolutely loving each other, loving each other's company. You know, you're just so in love with each other. You know, you may even be falling in love again. You know, especially if you've been together quite a while, you're just absolutely falling in love with each other again. You know, and the living room as well points to, you know, keeping busy around the house. You may be redecorating, just doing those odd jobs that need to be done. You know, things like that. You know, the butterfly, you know, I mean, the stillness of this butterfly. I mean, this butterfly is frozen, it's encased in glass, so it can never change. So, you know, it's like the opposite of metamorphosis in a way, but this is for the better. You know, you're literally asking your partner, please don't let things change, you know, go bad or go back to the way that they were. But, you know, I do feel like you are going to get through this with absolute flying colours. Everything's going to be great and amazing. It's strengthened your relationship. You know, you may even become more committed. You know, you might have more children. You might start living together. You know, you might get engaged. You know, there's all kinds of different things that can come from this, but the energy is so lovely and positive here. And, you know, as soon as you get that sexual tension released, you're just going to be feeling on top of the world, you know, like she is here on top of this wheel. You're going to be feeling like her. But yeah, I don't see anything bad here at all. I mean, obviously, there's going to be little arguments, there's going to be little things that annoy you, but in general, I just feel like you and your partner are really vibing each other. You're really just so in love, and it's just actually a really positive thing for you guys, which is good. You know, it's good news to hear in circumstances such as this that we're in at the moment. So it's really, really positive to hear that, you know, and it's saying your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. You know, I do feel like this relationship anyway, when you did get together, they're not your usual type, you know, and it's kind of like saying that you get to learn more quirks about them. Even if you've been together for like 4, 5, 6 years, you're learning new things about them and becoming proud of them for different things. You know, it's kind of like we've gone back to a time, you know, before our current existence, and it's kind of nice to see different sides of your partner, you know, that may not have been able to come out before for whatever reason. But I do see a really positive, lovely energy here for you, group 2. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Please leave me any feedback or comments. I'm going to move on to group 3 now, but it's looking good for you guys, group 2. Okay, group 3. Let's have a look what I've got here for thee. Right. So, on top we have the Mystical Kipper card. And we have Court Person. Interesting. The Romance Angels, we have Unrequited Love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Ooh. Okay, not really what you want to see. But we haven't looked at the other cards yet. It may not mean what we think it means. So this is the Magic Tarot. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is the Modern Love Oracle designed by myself. You're my end and my beginning. And then we've got the Muse Tarot. The Four of Voices, which is the Four of Swords. The Page of Cups. Or in this deck, the Page of Emotions. And the Seven of Materials. Okay. Okay, so the energy that I'm getting from here, you feel as though the love is unrequited, because this person that you're with, I feel like the separation between you because of the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is about taking a break or separation. So I feel like perhaps this person, you know, because you're not in each other's company, they may be very much doing their own thing. The Knight of Pentacles doesn't want to be rushed. She doesn't want to be pushed into doing anything. He lives life on his terms, does what he wants at his pace. So I feel like because maybe they're not coming forward as much as you like, being expressive, you've got it into your head that they don't love you, that this is unrequited love. However, you see, we've got here the Page of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the cups are all about emotions. And what it's basically saying is there's a little bit of kind of emotional immaturity here to an extent. There may be children involved, they may have children, or you have children, and, their focus is being taken away from this relationship at the moment. Court person card, it may be a case of they still have to work, and they have to be focused on the task in hand. It's a difficult one, this one, because there's a few different scenarios going on here. So in some scenarios, this is actually the case, and they don't want to move forward as quickly as you do, or they don't want to move forward in the relationship at this time. They want this time to themselves, or it could be, like I said, that they're just so bloody oblivious to the fact that, you want a bit more security or stability or emotion from them. And that's why you're feeling this way. But the Seven of Pentacles with this card here, it shows that there is hope for the future. It's just like the Seven of Pentacles is about laying down roots and foundations. If you can see, she is feeding and watering her rose bush, and they don't grow overnight, the same as relationships don't grow overnight. So you have to remember that. So, even though you might be on a break at the moment or not together, you've got the You're My End and My Beginning card, so this is like the 8s represent soulmate relationships because they never really end, so the thing is, like, you're my end and my beginning. Even if you were to end during this time, you would come back round to each other again. This is just one of those things where sometimes people have to separate to realize what they want in life, how much they mean to each other, and things like that. So even if at the moment you are separated or you've broken up, I do feel in the future you will come back to each other anyway. I feel like maybe, if you look at her, she's in a bath and she's taking care of herself, so I feel like a message here for a lot of you is self-love and to take care of yourself, because I feel like a lot of the reason why you're feeling like this is because you give far too much of yourself, and they're just doing what they want at their own pace, and that's part of the lesson here is self-love, and to, give this love to yourself instead of this other person. And if it's really meant to be, they'll come back to you. And for a lot of you, that is going to be the case. For some of you, it may be a case of building yourself back up for this relationship. But for I feel like for definitely a majority of you, I feel like this relationship will come back around again anyway, even if at the moment it doesn't feel like it. You may be, for example, you may be a couple that have been together for a long time, and your partner, they may be working from home, they're not focusing on the relationship, and you've lost a bit of that razzle dazzle, so you're not feeling loved, but then once you can actually get outside and water the roses, and you can do the things you need to do, and look at the things you need to look at to nurture the relationship, it's going to come back to where it should be, And this is really the lessons that you have to learn here. This as well, for some people, and I feel like this may be a tiny amount of people, this could be like divorce and things like that, but it's a very small minority. The rest of it is just kind of a temporary separation, a temporary lack of love that is going to come back into full force very soon. You know, but the important thing to remember is, and not just for yourselves, for everyone, is self-love at the moment. To take care of yourselves and your family. Make sure you're doing everything you need to do, obviously, to survive and look after yourselves, and try not to eat too many snacks. You know, that is the trouble though. When you just sat at home all day, you just want to eat because there's nothing else to do. But you know, everyone is going to be okay. You'll be okay, whatever happens. I don't see anything really like horrible here. You know, that unrequited love card can be a little bit scary. But you know, like I said, he is plodding along. He is coming to you. He's just kind of at a very, very slow pace. Okay. But you're my end and my beginning. You know, you're meant to come back to each other anyway, so don't fret too much, okay? If right now isn't the right time, it will be in the future, okay? So that's all I have for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any feedback or if you've got any suggestions of what I should do next. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all safe and well. I love you all, and I hope that you have everything you need, and that once this is all over, you know, you can hug and be with your loved ones as much as you want to. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Take care. See you soon.